Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Sports live commentary of the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations semi-finals taking place in Cote d'Ivoire, the hosts of this year's tournament. Now you're probably wondering, why is it called 2023 Africa Cup of Nations when we're in 2024? Well, that's because of COVID and because of the fact that it was supposed to have taken place last summer, and I believe it was because of the weather being too warm from what I can remember. They've had to delay the event until this year. But obviously from next year, they don't even know when it will be in Morocco next year, it shall continue being back to its actual years. So a bit confusing. But anyway, welcome to our live commentary. The game will kick off in just a couple of minutes. But before we, of course, have the kickoff, let's go through the two teams. And if you're wondering who the teams are, this is the second semi-final. And whoever wins this will take on Nigeria in Abidjan, the capital of Ivory Coast, on Sunday night. So here we are then, Cote d'Ivoire. We have for us for Cote d'Ivoire. We have 4 changes since there are suspensions for not 1, not 2, but 3 of their players. And they are Serge Aurier, who is the captain normally, Odilon Kasamu and Omar Diakite. So they are the suspended players. And Kouemi, who we believe might be injured, who did feature in the quarterfinals, but is not even on the bench today. So 4 changes, and that means it is a start for Sebastian Haller up front, along with Bowley in defence, Singo at the right as right back, and Adengra on the right wing. For Democratic Republic of Congo, they've only made the 1 change after their 3-1 win against Guinea in the quarterfinals, and that is Kokoto taking over from the number 10 Bonganda. Bonganda is on the bench today. So no injuries or any upsets for them, as it seems. It looks as though Gael Kokoto is going to be able to play, who was missing in the last 16 and the quarterfinals. But anyway, we're about to get going, folks, for our final semi-final. Who will go to the final? And as you'd expect, it is incredibly loud at the Olympic Stadium. Here we go then. Kickoff has begun, and it is Cote d'Ivoire in their full orange kit, their home colours, against Congo. Congo in their blue shirt, white shoulder strap, or strip you could say, blue shorts and dark blue socks. And Cote d'Ivoire will be attacking from left to right, Congo from right to left. And already we have Gradel on the right wing, and only to try and pick up the second pass, but luckily he's got Keze behind. He brings in a cross, and straight away Baka of Congo is having to head it out, and it's gone all the way back to the Ivory Coast back line for now. But this stadium can hold over 60,000 supporters, and it will be incredible, the scenes, if Cote d'Ivoire are to seal a place in Sunday's final against Nigeria. And remember as well, folks, you can get in touch on a live chat page just on your screen there, next to your screen. Send out your messages like a few of you have already. Greg Livingston says hi. Hello, Greg. Hope you're well, my friend. And Jamie Burgoyne says, I think Democratic Republic of Congo have got this because the Ivory Coast have no manager and Congo have a doctorate. Very good, Burgoyne. You always expect it from that man, that the sense of humour isn't up there with that one. I'm only joking with you. Anyway, back with the game. Congo, of course, will really feel it tonight. They really are up against it, but maybe they'll relish this occasion. For now, it's Cote d'Ivoire going on the attack. The Elephants in midfield, only for Keze to just feel a bit of pressure from his opponents, and instead of trying to go more forward, he thought, let's just take it a step back. Meanwhile, it's with Sengo, who didn't start in the quarterfinals. He's made it into the starting lineup tonight. Sengo, the number 5, was born on Christmas Day. When doing my notes, yeah. No idea if he celebrates it, but he was born on Christmas Day, and currently a player for Monaco. Previously played for Torino in the Italian leagues. Of course, we did some Italian football commentary back on Sunday. If you joined us, thank you. If you didn't, where were you? And here come Congo now. They're going to try and go on maybe their first attack. Instead, it ends up being one that they'll forget because it was a long ball forward by Cote in the midfield. He was trying to pick out his man of Pickle on the far left-hand side, but it was just too much of a heavy kick there. And it'll be Sengo who will be taking the throw-in for Cote d'Ivoire. Deep in his team's half, in their own territory, he'll make a long throw down the line. And it's now with Ndika. Ndika, instead it's dispossessed. Congo now with the back line, and all you can hear is drums, instruments, anything you can think of inside the stadium. It is some atmosphere tonight. Just imagine, as I say, if they could get to that final and win the whole tournament. Because Cote d'Ivoire, they have been very unconvincing so far, but here we are, last 4 of the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations, and they really do have a chance. Whenever you reach the semi-finals of a cup or a tournament, you've got every chance at that point. You just never know. There has been a goal at the Nottingham Forest Bristol City game in the FA Cup. Bristol City with an equaliser there by Jason Knight on the 14th minute. The championship side of Bristol City, who will be hoping to cause a cup upset tonight against the 2-time European Cup winners. Back with the game, there has been a foul, and it is Pickle who has been penalised by the referee. Our referee tonight is Abraham Motas, who, well, when I was doing my notes, it said he was 33 years old, but surely that's a bit too young for a referee to be managing a tournament like this. And he doesn't look 33, but who knows, maybe I'm wrong. I'm not seeing it though. We got Greg Livingston saying, how did Ivory Coast qualify for the knockouts when they finished 3rd in the group? So what they do is, Greg, just like the current Euros format, they pick out the best, worst of the teams that finish 3rd, then they go through to make the last 16. The tournament starts off with 24 teams, and then they narrow it down to 16 when it comes to the knockout stages. Ivory Coast trying to go for the attack on the right-hand side. Max Gradel picking up a throw-in by Sengo. He just had his knee under the ball, but not great control, and somehow from his angle it just ended up going out for a goal kick. Congo with a big goal kick as well from their man Mpase, but as you can see, they're going to try and go for long deliveries tonight, the visitors. This really does feel like this could be an end-to-end game at the moment. Here's Gradel on the right wing for Cote d'Ivoire. It's a terrible attempted cross. I don't even know if you could count that as a cross. He just gave it straight back to Congo to intercept, and Baka boots it out onto the field. Singo intercepts on the right-hand side in their own half of Cote d'Ivoire. Only just reached 6 minutes in, but I can't even hear myself. It's that loud inside the stadium. And here they come now, Cote d'Ivoire, with Adengra, who normally would play on the right wing, but he's playing left tonight. He has switched sides with Gradel. Adengra is another starter that who was on the bench in the previous game. Throw-in is taken short. And now attempted cross coming in, and it goes all over the place, and Congo are able to deal with it. Now it's with Kokoto, who goes up about 15 yards, and now they're going to try and go onto the right-hand side. There's 3 of them marching forward. Aliyah wins a corner. And Aliyah did well there. He picked up the pass nicely, tried to go out wide, which he did. Couldn't get the cross, though, into the box, only to be blocked by his opponent. Opponent couldn't keep it in, so it went out for a corner kick at the end. So we're just waiting for the corner to be taken. This is actually the first corner of the game so far. the referee, Abraham, is, before he has this game resuming, he wants to have a word with the players who are trying to get themselves positioned around. So I've got about 5 Congo players in the box. Approach, oh, and it was just headed away. And it was Sebastian Haller who had to clear it at the end. He was positioned on the front post, and what happened was the corner curved the ball was curving so much in. Haller was just a bit concerned that his goalkeeping teammate Fofana wouldn't keep it in. And here it comes again, but this time it's the same. Oh, Fofana! Oh, well, there's been a goal. Congo say it should have been given still. It was Bakambo who scored it. But what happened was Fofana picked up the corner delivery, and maybe he dropped it for Bakambo to be able to score it. And he did drop it originally, but did he get the ball back in his hands before Bakambo scored the loose ball? In all fairness, looking back at the replay, I'm sure VAR will check this. Fofana, I think, might have actually just got it back in his hands before the ball was taken from him. Again, VAR will check this, I'm sure. Referee has his fingers to his earpiece. What a moment. Well, they've resumed, so no goal given. So we've already had our first goal tonight, but Congo, sadly for them, it's not been given. And it's still all square. 9.5 minutes in. If you just joined us, welcome to Let's Talk Sports live commentary. As if you didn't know, the first semi-final finished just over half an hour ago, I'd say. And it is Nigeria who got pushed all the way to a penalty shootout. They were able to hold their nerves and beat the Bafana army. And South Africa, they took them all away. It finished 1-1 at extra time. So it'll be Nigeria who are at least in the final. And all we're waiting for now is Congo or Cote d'Ivoire. And already within this first 10 minutes, you could just feel the anticipation. Cote d'Ivoire may have the fans on their side, but the pressure will get to them because they need to deliver, don't they, in front of their home crowd. I've no idea about Congo supporters. I'm sure there are 1 or 2 here and there, but they probably can't hear themselves compared to the numbers that they're up against. And actually, as we mentioned, Congo, they have just been given a free kick inside the Cote d'Ivoire half. And it was a pull on the shirt by Singo. I think it was Reza that he fouled. They both fell to the ground, but it was Reza that fell in first. And you could just tell how warm it is in the capital. We are in Abidjan. This is also the same stadium that will be hosting the final on Sunday night. The Olympic Stadium of Abempe. That's the full name. Opened in 2020. And it cost, after converting it in currency, it cost around $257 million. Which probably sounds about right with modern day football stadiums. They certainly take a big note out of your wallet or two. Or a big hit to your wallet is a better way of saying it. Back with the game, Cote d'Ivoire now. It's on the right wing with Singo linking up with Godal. Godal couldn't get into the penalty area, and it will be cleared away by Masuyoka. And his opponent has fouled him, and that was a foul by Bowley. Referee awards Congo the free kick. And Bowley turns 33 on Saturday. He's a Nottingham Forest player, Willie Bowley. He, of course, isn't taking part in the Forest game tonight in their cup replay against Bristol City. Aston Villa 0, Chelsea 1. Conor Gallagher scoring for Chelsea. And it looks as though Congo have got another corner And it was Alea who, yet again, has already been very dangerous down that right wing. He has been lethal. And you could tell that Conan, the left back of Cote d'Ivoire, has got a lot of work tonight. And so far, he's been beaten twice in the run of play. We've seen them two up against each other. So a second corner coming up from our, you could say, the visitors, if we're talking about the atmosphere. Well, I don't know if Henry's watching, but Henry is a friend of mine who's got Congo in the sweepstake, and he's says that goal should have been given. He said it was robbed. Goal all day, that, he says. So corner coming up. Congo have men lining up around the 6-yard box. Cote d'Ivoire might just have to be, well, Fofana will be hoping he doesn't slip the ball again. I wonder if we could see a similar corner delivery where they try and just curve it and try and crep it into the front post. Sorry, near post, that is. Again, referee not happy for them to just crack on with these set pieces. But Congo so far looking probably the more dangerous team. So here we go then. The corner comes in and it couldn't even get past the first man. And I think it was Conan that headed it away. It's gone out for a throw-in on the far side, just inside the Ivory Coast defensive half. I say that, it's going all the way to the midway point of that half, so how wrong I was, unless the referee completely misread it. Celtic have got a goal away at Hibs. Adam Ida scoring from the penalty spot in the 10th minute. Congo with the cross. Oh, and just didn't get it quite right there, but Cote d'Ivoire, they need to wake up here. They've mainly been able to deal with a couple of corners and a few dangerous moments, but here they go now, trying to maybe go on a quick counter-attack. It's on the left-hand side with Adengra. Adengra tries to beat his man. He gets the low ball cross in, and to be honest, the goalkeeper and Passy should have maybe communicated with Mbemba that he could have picked that up, because Mbemba had no Cote d'Ivoire player on him, no orange shirt near him, and he has kicked it out for a corner. He didn't want to take a chance. Mbemba wearing the captain's armband, hoping he can lead his nation to a final. Ivory Coast with their first corner coming up. This time the referee doesn't have any words with the players. Goalkeeper comes out, he's off his line, shot blocked, and the referee has paused the play and has said that there's a foul against Ivory Coast. Just watching the replay back, but for a moment, goalkeeper, when you commit towards the edge of the 6-yard box, you've got to get to that ball, and he didn't. And Passy, luckily for him, there was a foul against his opponents. He went for the ball, and to be honest with you, I'm not seeing much of a foul in there. So it is going to be a free kick for Congo. They get a moment of breathing time, you could say, and it's kicked up and long, deep into the Ivory Coast half, and it's gone out for a throw-in, and it's a quick throw-in taken by Singo right in front of his coach of Immerse Faye. Immerse Faye, in case you didn't know, he is a caretaker boss for Ivory Coast. He was the assistant to Jean-Louis Gasset, but Jean-Louis Gasset got fired last month during the tournament. So they've had to, that's how bizarre the whole tournament has been for Ivory Coast. They finished third in their group, still went through, got rid of their manager. Anyway, back with the game for a moment, because here come Cote d'Ivoire with the header. Oh, and it's just wide, and it's Adengra with the header. It was a superb cross, and Adengra just had to do the business. He nearly did, he nearly converted it home, but this time it just went wide past the near post. It's a superb cross from Zingo. And the header, he tried to play it across the face to goal with the header, and it just couldn't get to the back of the net at the end. The goalkeeper, Mpasse, was beaten. He wasn't going to get there. But luckily he looked back on his near post and realised Oh, just going to go outside of my goal. That'll do. So goal kick after all of that, and that is a brilliant chance there by Ivory Coast. Just didn't quite get what they wanted. Remember, if you haven't yet, folks, do subscribe to the channel. We'd love to hear from you. And do give the stream a like. We'd love to hear from you on the live chat. Cote d'Ivoire at the moment in possession in their own half, surrounded by blue shirts in the midfield, and just as I say that, Cote happily intercepts. Tried to play it forward to Bakambo, who's the main man up front for Congo, but he just couldn't keep it near his feet. Ball again's gone out of play for a throw-in. Half-time in France, Strasbourg 2, Le Havre 1. So we'll keep you up to date on any scores that are coming in. The live video printer is to your bottom right of your screen as well. It's on the back line with Congo at the moment, in what is a massive party here in this stadium, especially if Cote d'Ivoire go through tonight. And there's a shot deflected. No, it's straight at the goalkeeper, and it was Cote of Congo who tried to go for the glory from outside the penalty area. He went with his right boot, drilled it, but Fofana, he doesn't drop it this time. He's happy with that. But straight away, you know, just a minute shy of reaching the 20th minute mark, Congo are not afraid. They're up for this challenge. They're relishing it. Cote d'Ivoire did have a headed attempt just a couple of minutes ago, didn't convert, but so far Congo look quite comfortable in what is a stadium full of Cote d'Ivoire fans. Throw-in for Congo. It went down the line on the near side, and the ball went off the pitch for a throw-in. The Leopards, as they call them, Congo, have made, well, to be honest, both teams have two things in common. They both started their Africa Cup of Nations campaigns all the way back in 1965. That's when they both made their debuts, which was the 5th edition at the time. Goal kick for Cote d'Ivoire as Congo tried to go and attack down the right wing, but it was another heavy pass, and it just comfortably rolls behind for Fofana to be happy to take a goal kick after all that. But yeah, no, that both teams made their debuts at Africa Cup of Nations in 1965, and they both have won Africa Cup of Nations twice. Cote d'Ivoire in 1992 and 2015, while Democratic Republic of Congo won it very early on in the early days of Africa Cup of Nations, 1968 and 1974. And at the moment it's with Baka, the centre half for Congo. He decides to kick that ball high and long across the field up to the right wing, and he couldn't get his man Avelia to get to the end of it, and it's intercepted by their opponents. It's with Ndika. Ndika unsure who to play it to, so he plays it back to Conan. Back to Ndika again. Ndika completely pressured by two Congo players, and the referee thought that that was enough from Bakambo to be a free kick against him. Maybe he pushed him to the ground if watching the replay back. Yeah, he does trip him. Never got to the ball at the end. It was actually a foul on Siri, and the match is back underway. Of course, Bakambo joined Real Betis last month, probably just before this tournament started, around 4 weeks ago. Top scorer in the Greek Super League, Chinese Super League and Turkish Cup in the seasons that he was there. Not all-time top goal scorer, just to clarify. But he hasn't scored any goals at this tournament. 5 appearances. This is his 6th of the tournament. No goals to his name though in this competition. Greg Livingstone saying, what are your thoughts on Luton's season so far? I just feel that they may miss out on relegation. I just feel Everton will go down. Yeah, Everton have had it very difficult with the points deductions. Here come Congo now on the left wing. It's with White Weezer. Weezer's just having his shirt pulled there by Singo. Referee says play on. Now the ball crossed in. Oh, and an attempted bicycle kick from Bakambo is blocked. And they'll let that go out for a corner on the far side. It was a block by Indika, and it was quite a big block because Bakambo looked like he had it nicely teed up for himself and was trying to go for maybe the top left corner of the net. It would have been some effort if he had at least got it on target. What a game this is looking to be in the second semi-final. The first one went down to the wire. I wouldn't be surprised if this one would be another. As I say, Cote d'Ivoire not been the most convincing in this tournament, but here they are in the last 4, while Congo will feel as though the weaknesses that have been seen by Ivory Coast will make them think that they can go all the way. Here comes the corner again, straight up for fun, and he can't control it. He couldn't catch it, but luckily for one of his teammates, he relied on Indeka to clear it for a throw-in. But they're doing it again, Congo. I'm not sure if this is something they've been working on in the training ground, but it feels as though, it just feels as though they, well, we've seen very similar corner kicks again, and they keep curving and they're trying to go for the goal. And there has been a goal at Villa Park again. Aston Villa 0, Chelsea 2. Nicholas Jackson getting the goal this time. And here come Cote d'Ivoire on the attack. Gradel, well, he falls down in the box, but not that there was any real contact or foul there. I think he just tripped up. Well, actually, he did trip up a little bit. And yeah, he falls to the ground. And it's going to be a goal kick. After all that, it could have been chances of a penalty there, but that wasn't the case at the end. Looking at the possession at the moment, Cote d'Ivoire 57.5%. I've never seen that before. Where the half comes from, honestly, they try and mess with the numbers up and go more and more into depth or deepness of it. Never seen that before. Must be a new thing with Africa Cup of Nations. But I'd imagine it was 42.5% for Congo. I've just never seen numbers like that before. But the only stat that does matter is the score line. And it is currently goalless unless Bakambo, he goes up, he's on the edge of the penalty area, he has to go a few yards back to get the support. Elia now with the cross, it's a low one, and it's intercepted and cleared away by Siri. Siri then has one of his teammates of Keze just picking up the loose ball, and he does very well to hold it, and just to make sure he secures the ball, he does brilliantly there. Back with Keze, former AC Milan player. He actually won the Serie A title with AC Milan back in 2022, and a Barcelona player. And he scored a late pen against Senegal in the last 16. What a dramatic game that was. Every Cote d'Ivoire game has been crazy. You just don't know what to expect. Well, there's a foul, and it's Reza who falls to the ground. He's the one that's been fouled, says Ibrahim, the referee. So free kick to come inside their own half for Congo. But yeah, Aston Villa 0, Chelsea 2, despite Chelsea getting thumped by Wolves back on Sunday at Stamford Bridge. They're playing very well tonight, it would seem. 2-0 away from home against Aston Villa, one of the best teams we've seen in England this season, as they are currently in the top 4. But Pochettino has got his men together and has clearly tried to sort a few things out. Back with the game, Congo, nice flick header forward to pick out Elia. Now it's in the middle of the park to Cote. Now Wizard chips it in, only for it to be booted out of the penalty area. It looked like there might have been a clash between Bowley and Ndicka, the two centre-halves, but the play still carries on. And now it's in the middle of the park again, inside the Congo half. Now with Baka. Baka gets past one of the players in full orange, and this time he takes on a second opponent, but only to play it back to his goalkeeper of Mpassi. Mpassi boots it out, it goes onto the halfway line. Congo still with the ball. They've just switched sides as it's now on the far side with Pickle. Pickle might just carry on here, he does, to the edge of the box, and then he fakes the pass. Is it not offside? It's a shot, save, and it was Wizard. I think he might have been offside, but he had a shot, and what a great right foot save that was by Fofana. I mean, I'm sure he was offside. I think that's why they've just paused play, but oh, he's way offside, Wizard, picking up the flick header, and he was in the 6-yard box by the time he made the pass complete. And it was Cote with the flick header. But Wizard, I know it wouldn't have mattered, it would have been disallowed, but he'll be annoyed at himself there, not just for being clinical. But even if he had scored, I think we all know, and we can rely on the VAR team to have made sure that that wasn't a goal given. There's just going to be a pause in play, because as I mentioned, Ndicka and Bowley did clash before. It looked as though it was Ndicka that had his high boot while trying to kick the ball out, caught Bowley in the process, and yeah, you could just see a bit of blood coming down from his left eye. I mean, Bowley looks okay, but obviously he needs to be treated here, and they're going to use this opportunity to take a cooling break just as we reach the 30th minute of this second semi-final between Cote d'Ivoire, hosts of this year's Africa Cup of Nations, against Democratic Republic of Congo. And obviously this is a good chance for both sets of teams to just have a quick refresher, a quick chat between each other. Of course, Sebastian Haller, a player that's up front tonight, he hasn't made any starts in this tournament until now. A player very prolific at Ajax, and then he went to Borussia Dortmund, then sadly did pick up a form of cancer, Sebastian Haller, but he's been able to recover from it and be able to play again. Hasn't actually scored any goals for Dortmund this season in his 11 games for them, and maybe he was hoping that a trip to his home country to play the Africa Cup of Nations would help him, but so far he's not been able to get a start until now. A man who he probably does cherish quite a lot is Didier Drogba. He's just been seen watching in the stands tonight. The top goal scorer of Ivory Coast history, of I think it's 69 goals. Solomon Kalou's up there as well in the top 3 or 4 from what I can remember. Anyway, game has resumed, and we'll have to pause again because there's been a foul on Baka by Sebastian Haller. Sebastian Haller just walks away from him, and he did approach him from behind when trying to collect the ball there. Might have had his right foot catching the ankle of Baka. Baka wearing a fluorescent pair of boots tonight. You could see them all the way from outside the stadium in those colours. Well, the main thing is he's back on his feet and he'll carry on. So just over 10 minutes to go here until half-time, and another cross from Congo. This time it's punched away from Fofana. It was a dangerous cross, it was an awkward one, but he dealt with it. And yet again, the Cote d'Ivoire defence, well, Frank Keze is shouting at his defensive line. He's clearly telling them that, you know, we've got to get a grip here, guys. It's we're on the back foot against Congo right now. Here's the throw-in for Congo. It's on the left wing at the moment. Wizza who should have really scored, even though it was disallowed at the end. And they've won a corner here, Congo. A kick from Masoka was deflected by Singo, and it is going to be another corner for Congo. Half-time at the City ground. Looks as though Nottingham Forest did get an equaliser. It's now Nottingham Forest 1, Bristol City 1. So we've got this corner coming up to be played on the near side. And it's going to be delivered by Masoko, and it's only to be cleared away from near the goal line. Back with Masoko, just took the corner. He's got 4 Congo players in the box. Can he get it in there? He swings it in, and there's no one in blue. That completes the cross. And now Cote d'Ivoire marching down the right wing. And it looks as though they're looking for Haller in the box. Can they? No, it's going to be a corner instead. Yes, referee says so, and it looks as though Mutesimi is in anger right now, thinking that that should be a goal kick, but it's definitely a corner. I've just watched the replay. It came off his left foot. He had the last touch. So a set-piece corner coming up, and Cote d'Ivoire fans something to cheer about. Could they draw first blood from this corner? Adengra was literally made the run up to take the corner, but the referee told him to stop. But as I say, this referee, every time there's been a corner, he seems to always delay these corners. Deliveries come in, and it's ended up being nothing really. It's just gone all the way out to the other side of the pitch, and it's on the left wing for Cote d'Ivoire. They've still got the ball though. They'll go for another attack, and it's on to the right hand side with Adengra with the ball in, and a header, no, blocked it looked like, but it's still in the box. And Harlow with the chance. Oh, and he teed himself up for a bicycle kick, but he put his foot so under the ball, it went miles over the crossbar, and he falls to the ground with no reward. The first cross, it looked like there might have been a block there. 2 Congo defenders going up for it, and then Sebastian Haller completely unmarked. And you thought for a moment, just for a moment, we might get served something very special from the Borussia Dortmund forward, but on this occasion there was nothing out of that one, only to be a shot off target on the stats tally. And the goal kick has been taken. Exactly under 10 minutes to go. Cote d'Ivoire 0, Congo 0. It's been a great game to watch, very entertaining, both end to end. They're both going for it. Congo not shy of the atmosphere. Here we go then, Elea with the cross, again dealt with nicely, just outside the edge of the penalty area, in the middle this time, only for Cote d'Ivoire to just kick it upwards a little bit more, and it's fantastic control by Keze. Now here we go again then, with Gradel. Gradel has switched sides now, he's playing on the right wing. He's got support with the overflow of Singo. Instead he looks to his left and actually does play it to Singo. Now Singo, a few yards back towards Fofana. Not the goalkeeper, the midfielder that is. Bowley onto Ndika. Siri, who's now on the halfway line inside the centre circle, all on his own. Then a few yards forward onto the right hand side of Fofana. Back to Siri, and Cote d'Ivoire just looking for that opportunity. They could make a run up down the left wing. Instead they'll play it back to Bowley. Bowley onto Fofana, and now with Singo. Singo on the near side, on the line, right in front of the Congo dugout. It's gone back in the Cote d'Ivoire half, but they're holding possession right now. Now Sebastian Haller just on the edge of the 18-yard box, plays it out right to Gradel. Gradel looks to Singo. Singo couldn't, his cross took a deflection. still Cote d'Ivoire have the ball. It's with Goodell again. Now out wide to Singo. Singo, not sure what he was trying to do there, but his attempted pass has just been intercepted by Wizzer. And now the team hoping to spoil the party tonight have entered the Cote d'Ivoire half on the far side. And it's with Kalula. Kalula falls to the ground. They ask the referee if it's a foul. And at the moment, referee says play on. The Elephants go marching on now, deep inside, and there's been a foul. And I think he has given that to the team in orange. And, well, Bakambo is not happy. Well, Bakambo, sorry, is not happy about that. He's protested, but watching the replay back, I mean, he's gone straight in for Dengra, pulled him down. Nearly, well, I'd say half attempt of a rugby tackle there. Maybe he's been watching some of last weekend's Six Nations. So referee getting the teams lined up here for a free kick. It's about, I'd say, 35 yards from the Congo goal. On the left-hand side in that half. It looks as though Goodell is the only man behind this ball who will take the set piece. With his blonde line dyed on his hair. Seems to be the style these days. Header into the box, only to be booed away again, and a long-range shot from 30 yards. Doesn't get past the defensive line of Congo, and it's only to go back into the Cote d'Ivoire half. Now this time it's on the right-hand side with Goodell. Goodell linking up with Singo, as they mainly have done on the right-hand side. Goodell, 3 Congo players trying to track back the 2 wingers. Goodell, well, Singo does well, he's got plenty of space to produce the cross. Oh, and it's a header wide from Sebastian Haller. Oh, he's had the chances. That's at least 2 chances now in this game. And he just couldn't get it into the back of the net. I said Singo had time to cross it. He used up that time. The space and the timing was there. And looking back at the replay, Haller, I think it hit his shoulder. No, it did hit his head. It just could not get the direction going whatsoever. And then there's a replay of Didier Drogba. Oh, he can't believe it. I think everyone in the stadium were ready for that ball to hit the top right corner of the net. But you could tell from Drogba's body language, he really wants this. He really wants to see his team win this tournament again. He did so as a player back in 2015, as we mentioned before. Under 5 minutes to go then, till we reach the halfway point. Cote d'Ivoire 0, Congo 0. And Cote d'Ivoire again getting themselves, they're just starting to get some spark now. Oh, with Sebastian Haller pulled down there in the 18-yard box. Could that have been a penalty? They play on, it's back in their own half of Cote d'Ivoire. It feels as though just all of a sudden Ivory Coast really starting to get into this game in the last 5 to 10 minutes. And maybe you could say for Congo, maybe just with it nearly being half time, they might just need that rest. We haven't seen much from them since the corner kicks. There they go again. Frank Geze! Geze hits the post. It looked as though it was going to hit the inside post, and it just stays out. And we were so close. We were inches away from seeing the first goal of this second semi-final. It was a nice link-up play from Goodell. Then Keze thought, why not, with his left boot? And then it hits the post. Struck it nicely. You could hear it from here. It actually ended up nutmegging Baku on the way, and Passy had no chance if that was going to reach the bottom corner of the net. What a chance. And the Congo manager, Sebastien Dezeba, well, you could just tell he's kind of huffing and puffing in nervousness, thinking that was a close one. Well, it's reached half-time in Scotland between Kilmarnock and Livingston. Just like it is here in Cote d'Ivoire, it is all square in the Scottish Premiership there. Celtic are 1-0 up away at Hibs, while Villa are trailing by 2-0 at Villa Park. So we've seen Sebastian Haller miss a free header. We've seen Keze hit the post. We've seen Sebastian Haller tee up a bicycle kick that went miles over the crossbar. It just feels as though if you're going to put a bet on the first team to score, I'd put my money on the team in orange. Play has resumed, and it is Congo with the ball with their goalkeeper Mpassi. Mpassi has played all the matches in this tournament for them so far. 6 appearances, only 14 for his country though. But he is well and truly their #1 in goal. He was a youth product from PSG and joined Congo only a couple of years ago. Ball currently inside the Cote d'Ivoire half, and the manager or their caretaker coach of Emers Faye just picking the ball up to let his teammate grab it and take the throw. The throw is taken. It's gone out of play. Last touch coming off Wizard, the left winger of Congo. But I can still hear the sounds of that post being struck by Frank Keze's strike. It was a brilliant, brilliant strike. And what an experience he has in that team for playing for AC Milan, Barcelona, and also scoring an incredible late goal to keep them in it against the champions of Senegal. And that's the crazy thing, Cote d'Ivoire beating the champions of Africa as well. Anyway, here we go, it's Gradel. Oh, cross nowhere near, and then they'll have to clear, and it is cleared at the end by Cote. Sorry, Kalulu it was. Got mixed up with my fours there. Joe Crosland says, sorry about Bajoin. Yeah, on behalf of Let's Talk Sport, I am sorry as well, Joe. Well, we've just reached 45 minutes. We've got a throw-in to come. How much stoppage time? I think I'm reading 3 minutes. Yeah, the announcers you can probably hear in the background has just announced 3 minutes of added time. We did, of course, have a VAR check early on when Congo did score after they thought Fofana dropped the ball for them to score with a loose ball, but instead the VAR team said that he did have the ball in his hands. Free kick for Congo. But do let us know, folks, who's going to win this semi-final? Who's going to join Nigeria in Sunday's final? So the free kick is taken. Makambo trying to lift spirits with his teammates and just telling them to give them, well, just give them high spirits at the moment, to just urge them on to try and change the direction of this game from what we've seen in the last few minutes. Goal kick's taken, only to be easily intercepted again, but now Congo have won it back. It's on the right wing, the cross comes in, takes a deflection, and then it's intercepted by Singo, the right back for Cote d'Ivoire. He comes out of his 18-yard penalty box, and awful ways of trying to keep the possession from Frank Keze there. But luckily his fellow number 8 of Motasimi has kicked it out for a throw for Ivory Coast, deep in their own half on the far side near the corner flag. PSG have opened the scoring in their first half game against Brest. 34th minute goal from Kylian Mbappe. Who else was it going to be? And we will have live commentary of the Africa Cup of Nations final on Sunday night here on Let's Talk Sport, all live and free on YouTube with myself, and it'll be Nigeria versus either Cote d'Ivoire or the Democratic Republic of Congo. Meanwhile, Ivory Coast, they're just looking like they are playing in a home game now. They are taking over the possession. They are creating more chances, and they just look more comfortable on the ball. They've just entered the Congo half. It's in the centre circle now. It's with Bowley. He covers up a bit of the ground to then play it out wide onto Goodell. Goodell couldn't complete the pass and ends up giving away a free kick. He gives his teammate and applauds anyway, the captain tonight. Of course, the captain normally for Cote d'Ivoire is Serge Aurier, the 8th most capped player, but he got suspended, let's not forget, from the last game. So he's not here tonight. Not an option for Emers Faye, the manager, or caretaker, you could say. Well, the referee, Abraham Mutaz, has just blown the whistle for half-time. I do question if he is 33 years old. I don't see it, but apparently he is from the notes I made. But at half-time then, it is all square, but a lot to think about for both teams. It started off with Congo going for the main attacks with their corner kicks, which actually did nearly catch out Fofana, the Cote d'Ivoire goalkeeper, who dropped the ball, but then just picked it up again before the ball was kicked out of his hands, and then scored by Bakambo. VAR disallowed it to keep it at goalless, but ever since, Cote d'Ivoire have had better chances. Sebastian Haller missing a free header, and also teeing up a bicycle kick that went way over the crossbar, and also a moment that was struck against the post by their midfielder, Frank Keze, just hitting the post, and that's how close the hosts have come from taking the lead in this game. So at half-time then, it is Cote d'Ivoire 0, Democratic of Republic of Congo 0. We are going to take a short break, but don't go anywhere, folks. Stay on this page. Do vote on our poll if you haven't already of who you think's going to win this game, and please send us a message. We'd love to hear from you on our live chat page. We're going to be back in about 10 minutes' time. Welcome back to our live commentary of the second semi-final of the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations between Cote d'Ivoire and the Democratic Republic of Congo. And you're probably wondering, what have I missed? Well, in terms of goals, you've not missed any, but it is a very tight affair for this semi-final. But in a way, I guess we were expecting that. So the players are just coming out onto the pitch, and of course, if you really do not know what's going on at the moment with Africa Cup of Nations, the news I can give you from earlier today in the first semi-final that took place between Nigeria and South Africa. Nigeria are the ones that came out on top after it finished 1-1 after extra time, and then the game was decided by penalty shootout. And with that penalty shootout, it was Nigeria that held their nerves to go through and take on whoever will be the winner of this, either Cote d'Ivoire or Congo. So both teams out, ready for the second half in a moment. I'm not sure if any changes have been made, but it looks as though Bowley, who got a kick to his eyebrow from his fellow defender of Indika, it looks as though they've finally plastered him up ahead of the second half. And it will be Congo that will start the game for this second half. And it looks as though, as I say, there has been a change, I think, but I'm not seeing it myself. And it looks as though Bangonda has come on for Congo. So we'll look at that in just a moment. But yes, the second half has just begun then. So here we go then. Cote d'Ivoire in their full orange home kit, while Congo in their full blue kit for this semi-final. Halfway at this point, so it is Gael Kakuta who has gone off for Bangonda, and that is the only change it looks like from either team after the half-time break. So Bangonda coming on for Kakuta, and as we come back to the game, it's as though, well, Fofana picking up a loose ball there, the goalkeeper of Cote d'Ivoire. He's, don't know what the referee's asking for here, but either way they have cracked on with it. And it's back in the half of Cote d'Ivoire, so they're attacking from right to left in this second half. Congo from left to right. And we're having to pause the play again. It looks as though, I'm not sure which player it is for Congo, but he is down on the ground. Looks to be Bakambo, who's on his back. Collision with his opponent. And referee just having to delay the game here. We're only a minute and a half into the second half. Of course, with these international tournaments, that means there's probably quite a lot of options on the bench, since you're allowed around 25 to 27 players for a major tournament, and there are going to be options, I'm sure, for both teams if needed. Meanwhile, the Congo goalkeeper Vempasse just having to pick up a loose long delivery that entered his penalty area, and just to keep it away from Gradal, who's the captain for Cote d'Ivoire tonight, since Serge Aurier has been suspended for this tie. Remember as well, folks, do get in touch on our live chat page. We'll read out your messages. It is currently half-time in the Scottish Premiership between St Mirren and Dundee. Just like this scoreline, no goals scored yet in that one. 0-0. And it's just gone half-time between PSG and Brest, and that's PSG leading by 2-0. Back with the game, Congo on the right wing, Elia looks to make the cross, and on the way towards the 6-yard box, it looked like it took a deflection. Anyway, back with the game, and there's a good chance that it's at the side netting, and it was Bagonda who's just come on as well, and straight away that fresh pair of legs, being able to use the pace. He got past one man, then another, but the angle got so tight as Fofana started to chase him down, ran towards his direction, and I think in the corner of Bangonda's eye he could see a marching goalkeeper coming towards him, thinking, if I don't kick this now, I'm losing this ball. tight angle, it was always going to be difficult to score from there. And they needed a good start to the second half, Congo. They ended the first half with Cote d'Ivoire looking to be the better team and the first team to score. And here they are now, the hosts, in the midway point of the Congo half. Only to lose it, and it's intercepted by Mbemba. And as Congo try and go for a long attack down the middle, it's only to just be intercepted by Siri. Siri back with him, the last man back at the moment in the Cote d'Ivoire formation. Out to his right of Bowley. Now Frank Keze, who hit the post in the first half. Oh, a bit of pressure there by Kalula. And at the end, he just clears it out for a throw-in. Didn't look like he was in a good position or didn't seem confident of the situation he was in. It's on the halfway line at the moment with the Elephants in control. Siri across to his right of Ndika, back to Siri in the centre circle again. And now it's with Ndika, and the cross coming in from Conan, only to reach the edge of the 18-yard box. Back with Conan again, I was going to say that, but the pass to him was not complete. And now Congo, the intercept, going on the breakaway attack here on the right-hand side with Elia, who, in my eyes, has been the most dangerous winger of this game so far. And as I say that, he only goes and loses the battle and gives the ball away. And his teammate of Pickle certainly was in a pickle there by causing a foul on Keze, but actually watching the replay back, Keze easily fell to the ground with not much contact, and Pickle picked up the ball in frustration, protesting that the referee's decision was incorrect, and I think I would be on his side. Anyway, they've carried on with the free kick, only for a long ball deep into the Congo penalty area for Mpasi to just say thank you very much. I'll take that from here. I would not be surprised if this is a tie that is to go into extra time, because Cote d'Ivoire have only won, well, if I'm correct, it's actually only Congo that have won one regulation time match, that is, and that was what was in the previous round in the quarterfinals against Guinea. They won that game 3-1, so compared to the other matches, the round of 16, they had to win on penalties against Egypt, the most successful nation in Africa Cup of Nations history with 7 trophies, and they drew all 3 of their group games against Zambia that ended 1-1. Then they drew 1-1 with Morocco, who finished 4th in the FIFA World Cup in Qatar. First Africa team to ever reach the semi-finals, by the way. And then Tanzania, they got a goalless draw against in their last group game. So Congo haven't been actually getting wins in normal time, that is for sure. While Cote d'Ivoire have not been able to win any game in normal time since the opening game, which was the opening game, the first game of the tournament against Guinea-Bissau. Throw in here for Congo, right in front of the Ivory Coast dugout. And they need to try and get it out their own half. It's thrown down the line. Flick header forward to pick out Elia. Elia then having to chase it down as he lost the possession. And Ndika will just backheel it out for a throw-in. At the halfway point of the Ivory Coast half, it'll be a short throw-in by Kalulu. And he picks up the return pass. Back with him again, only to kick it backwards to Mbemba, and now all the way to Mpasi, just outside of his area, and he looks out to his left of Bakker, short pass as well to Bongonda, and he's lost it, and Cote d'Ivoire could punish them here, and instead they just couldn't get that final pass through. I'm not actually sure who was the last man up front for Cote d'Ivoire, but you could tell Fofana He's just looked to his teammate and gone, I'm sorry, I should have done better. I think he was trying to play a pass across to his left of Sebastian Haller. Opportunity, big moment there. Congo were not in their usual positions. They were all out of position. Throwing for the hosts. Oh, two-time winners. Both of the two-time winners of this competition. More recently with Cote d'Ivoire. In terms of head-to-head between these two, it's 15 matches I've been able to find. 15 matches between the two. Ivory Coast leading 6 wins to Congo's 4. They've had 5 draws and they've had 6 matches at Africa Cup of Nations. Yet again, Cote d'Ivoire leading that with 3 wins. Congo with 2 and just the 1 draw. Ball currently inside the Ivory Coast half, and a bit of head tennis going on in the middle of their own half, and they still have control of the ball. And now a ball out wide to the left to try and get Adingra on the run, and by the time he was making the run, the ball was already in the area of Mpasi to just pick it up with his hands. It is one of those, isn't it? It's been a great game, head to head. Both teams really going for it, but you just feel as though it needs a goal, just to see how the opponents respond to it. Remember as well, if you're new to Let's Talk Sport, the YouTube channel, click that subscribe button to follow our future commentaries and other content to see on the channel. We will be doing live commentary of the final. The question is, who will face Nigeria? Nigeria versus either Cote d'Ivoire or Congo. And here come the hosts now, the Elephants marching down the middle. Not good though with the final pass, trying to attempt to make the pass towards Haller, only to be intercepted. Now here come Congo. This is looking very dangerous. Instead, they couldn't get that final pass through to Bakambo. And it's actually gone all the way back to Congo's half as it's with Baka. And here they come again on the right-hand side. It's with Elia. Elia, he's surrounded, but he still has it, and he gets out of it somehow. He falls to the ground, and actually the referee, Ibrahim, just says, nope, nope, carry on. No foul in that, no physicality. Maybe it did go down quite easy. You just never know, some of them can be given. So, Ivory Coast, their turn now to try and open the scoring. It's on the far side. Adingra, great sliding challenge for Masuko. And actually Singo's gone down on the pitch there, and he's got his hand to his back. Hopefully it's not a nasty injury. Of course, you know, as well, when it's semi-finals of a major tournament, it is quite nervous for the players as well, because there could be a suspension. You know, they could pick up a second yellow of the tournament, could get a red card, and that'll guarantee missing the final if they do get there. And also injuries as well, that can happen. It may help their team to get through it, but every player wants to play for their country in their own Continental Cup final. So it looks as though there'll be a throw, and it's short, and here comes the cross, and then Mpasi gets there. Referee has given Congo a free kick. Looks like there might have been a foul against one of the defenders, and naturally I just noticed that Mpasi just pulled out his gum guards. I didn't think that'd be a thing for a goalkeeper, but here we are. But yeah, Mpasi, well, he laid onto the front of his chest and just looked around and was thinking, what's the foul for? What, have I done anything? Very nice and calm, Mpasi. He's been okay. He's not been a man full of clean sheets in this tournament, but he's a reliable goalkeeper. And I know he'd want his defenders to be reliable as well, because they've only just given the ball away deep in their own half. Here's Frank Keze. That's a good pass out to the right wide, Adingra, and they might just go for it, and it's saved! And it's a brilliant save straight to the hands. I think it was Frank Keze again who hit the post in the first half. This time he has got it on target, but straight at the goalkeeper. And Keze, as the ball's just gone out for a throw-in, Frank Keze's on the ground, and he went with it with his left foot, that shot. It was him. Maybe tried to curl it, but instead it went straight down the middle. And then Passe couldn't obviously catch it, too much power behind the shot, and he decided to just hit it away from his goal. So it is going to be a throw. Keze is back on his feet. So here we go, then pass out to the right wing. Here comes the cross, and there's no orange in there to put a header in for the goal. And it was actually a good headed clearance by Mbemba. Thrown this time on the near side. It's a short one from Conan. Conan with Adingra. Adingra is surrounded by a couple of Congo players, cornered right near the corner flag, and he'll be happy to win his team a throw-in. And it is funny seeing Conan take the throw-in and not really support him and just watch him there instead. Must have had full reliance that he was going to get out of it. Conan with the short throw, and then to Keze, Keze's had two great goal attempts, and now this time it's a shot blocked. This time Goodell with the attempt, the captain. Blocked by Mbemba, and it's gone out for a throw-in on the far side this time. But we're seeing a lot more attacking third from Ivory Coast, and they're making a couple of substitutions during this pause, and it looks as though Sangir is going to come on, and I think Amani as well is coming on. Who are they replacing though? And it looks as though Siri is done for the night. The number 4 man has just walked off. He's being replaced by Amani, the number 27. And it is, and I think it's also the end tonight for Fofana. Yep, he comes off. So Fofana leaves the midfield, and it'll be Sangaire who replaces him. So that's the first substitutions of the night for Ivory Coast. Congo made one in the half-time break, and they've only gone and given a corner kick here for Ivory Coast on the far side. Last touch coming from what looked to be Reza. Stuart Davies has got a touch. Hello, Stuart. Andrew Pollard says, lovely Brazil top there. Oh, thank you. Got it off Vinted for 20 quid a few months ago. Best 20 quid I ever spent. So we got a corner coming up here. Adingra is the man to take it. It's swung in, a header, and it's just wide. And actually a bit further wide than I thought originally, but it looked as though it was Ndeka, the centre half, who went with the free header. And actually, I think he got a bit of a distraction at the end from his captain, because his captain of Goodell was marching towards the ball when he was taking the header, so that probably didn't help him in his concentration to try and convert that corner kick into the back of the net. So play has resumed. Congo, they just not got themselves going in this second half as we reach just over the hour mark. They've just got their last two men at the moment, passing it between them of Mbemba and Baka. Greg Livingston asking me who's been the better team so far. I would say Ivory Coast are looking like the team that are going to get to the final, but the scoreline says otherwise, that they're both level. And while it's level, it could go to extra time or penalties. That is the format here if we don't have a winner come 90 minutes. Either way, we have to have a winner tonight. Cote d'Ivoire with 8 total of shots, 4 for Congo. shots on goal. This surprises me. Congo on 2, Cote d'Ivoire on 1. So Congo, the Leopards, here now with the possession on the far left-hand side, inside the Cote d'Ivoire half. A bit of boos. First time we've heard that tonight in the stadium, in the Olympic Stadium, but of course Ivory Coast fans booing the Congo players, and you can hear that massive roar as they've got the ball back now. It's on the halfway line. Frank Keze wondering what will it take for him to score tonight after his 2 attempts. It's on the right wing with Adingra gets past one man, then plays across before it went out of play, and Haller, and he scores! Sebastian Haller, he bounces it over and Passy, and he scores and puts Cote d'Ivoire ahead with under half an hour to go, and it's a goal that I didn't even think it was going to go over the goalkeeper and then under the crossbar for Sebastian Haller, a man that has not started in this tournament until tonight, and he's only gone and scored. He hasn't got a single goal this season for Borussia Dortmund, but tonight, on one of the biggest nights in Cote d'Ivoire history, he has gone and scored and put them ahead. It's Cote d'Ivoire 1, Congo 0. He's done it. He's had a couple of attempts from that first half. He's made up for those misses now. The cross coming from the right. Haller pretty much in line with the far post. Just gets his boot behind it. Half bicycle kick, you could say. It takes a bounce and then it goes over the goalkeeper and into the back of the net. It's a fantastic goal. As I say, Ivory Coast 1, Congo 0, and now Congo have to come out and play if they are going to get anything from this game. And while they've kicked off again, they have resumed. But as you can tell, the atmosphere is so loud in this stadium. So we've reached 65 minutes. Is that the winning goal that will send them to the final? That dream final in their own country against Nigeria, the Super Eagles against the Elephants? Is that what we've got? The 2 heavyweights of African football going head to head. That's what will happen if it stays like this. Meanwhile, Congo deep in the Cote d'Ivoire half. They go for it now, and it's a shot that goes way over the crossbar by Mutasami. And the manager actually is not happy with that, I don't think. I think he's looking at him thinking that is a wasted chance. It was actually Goodell with the cross, looking back at the Haller goal. What a bounce that was. You couldn't have got it more perfect. And Passy just off his line, probably didn't expect it, and he just watched it go over his head. And that was it. Goal for Sebastian Haller. But as I say, Sebastian Haller, no goals for his club this season. Oh, how that will keep him happy for now. Anyway, here come Cote d'Ivoire again. Could they go and seal it here? It's on the left wing at the moment as they try and get the cross in. No one there this time, and at the end, I'm not really sure what the defender was doing there, Masoka, and he's let it go out for a corner. He headed it out. He thought for a moment maybe that there was an opponent around him, but there wasn't. He had plenty of time, but he didn't want to take the risk. But this stadium's getting louder. I don't think Congo can hear themselves right now. How can the manager even shout instructions at them when this is happening? A second goal would probably seal the deal and grant them that golden ticket. Corner comes in, and it's a header this time, and it's just over the crossbar. That could have been it. It was Sebastian Haller again. Nearly cemented it and nearly bagged himself a brace. It was before the near post. And you do wonder, don't you, really? How can a man like Sebastian Haller, this whole tournament, been starting on the bench? As I say, he hasn't scored for Dortmund, but with his with his skills, with his talent, and with his experience in Europe, how could you not start him? Justified tonight from Immerse by starting him, that is for sure. Anyway, we're going to have 3 substitutions from Congo in response to them conceding. They're ready to come on, but the question is, who will be replaced? Bakambo is done for the night. He's to be replaced by what looks to be Banza. And I think as well, Weza has gone off for 23. Number 23 being, Banza's already come on, what I'm saying. It's always hard to stick to the substitutions sometimes. Number 6 of Shabala. And Mayeli has come on as well. So Mayeli's come on, but I'm not entirely sure which player he replaced there, to be honest with you. But I'm sure we'll figure that out. So 3 substitutions made from Congo, so that means they've made 4 subs and they've got 1 available. Cote d'Ivoire with just the 2 changes. But we're about to reach the 70th minute mark. And there's going to be a party in Cote d'Ivoire. No one's going to work over the next few days if it stays like this. I'm trying to remember the last time we've seen a host nation reach their own final in terms of Africa Cup of Nations. I might need to ask you lot back at home on the live chat page to tell me. Meanwhile, Ivory Coast then, playing from the back, and their possession is in their favour at the moment, 59.4% to Congo's 40.6. Oh, and they've given it away. Sebastian Haller, the last man, he lobs it. Oh, and it's just gone wide. I thought he had it, and Passe was beaten again. And Passe doesn't like it when Haller lobs the ball. But this time, Passe gets the look on his side, and Haller knows he had the defenders chasing right behind him. So he was feeling their presence and thought, if I don't kick it now, I'm going to lose that ball and miss out on a golden opportunity. Either way, he missed. And it stays at 1-0, but I mean, he has to start in the final if he does get there, in my eyes. Nigeria at this moment, as Joe Stanley's put in the group chat, in the live chat, I think it's fair to say Nigeria probably will be seen as the favourites, but when you've got the fan backing like this, it's hard to tell. But we've seen continental finals before in Europe, you know, the European Championships. England lost in a final when they hosted it against England in 2021. Greece, when they beat Portugal when it was in Lisbon in 2004. Wrong throw for Congo. And there's a chance here of a cross, and it's ended up being deflected and in behind for a Congo corner. And it last came off Sangaire. And they'll take anything now, anything to just avoid it from striking their own net. And of course, 2016, the Euros, France with that golden generation team couldn't beat Portugal in Paris. Here comes the corner, only to go across the face of goal and just roll out for a throw-in on the near side for the hosts. The actual president of the Confederation of Africa Football is watching in the stands tonight, and I'm sure he'll be presenting the trophy to whoever wins the tournament come Sunday night. And just seeing a replay of Sebastian Haller miss the target. I do feel for, I don't know what it is, but the Congo manager just really doesn't want to see his team go into a third place playoff game on Saturday. No one ever wants to play that match. Sebastian Dzeba, the manager for them, he joined Congo in 2022. So he's been manager for a couple of years now and is clearly doing a good job. Only 17 matches, 8 wins, 6 draws, 3 defeats, and was a former Uganda manager. 17 minutes to go. Next goal, incredibly crucial in this semi-final tie. Cote d'Ivoire 1, Congo 0. Meanwhile, Congo have the ball, even though one of their opponents is down on the ground, and the referee says play on, but now the ball has gone out of play for a throw-in, and the referee will now check with Frank Keze. And he's just saying to the referee he's probably got a bit of pain in his right foot, and ooh, he did get clipped on the back of his ankle. And when there's studs involved, it's never a nice thing to witness. And while there is a pause in play, and Dicker, the centre-half, has just gone to give a message to his teammate of Sangaré. Probably a message saying, we're going to party like it's 1999 if we win this game. But no, I'm sure it's a bit more serious than that. Sangaré actually joined Nottingham Forest last summer for 30 million quid. His team right now, Nottingham Forest, are playing Bristol City in the FA Cup. Not sure what the scoreline is for that when I last checked, but it was 1-1 last time. Well, we're going to have a call-in break. It is very, very hot at this time of the year in Abidjan, the capital of Cote d'Ivoire. It's actually 28 degrees at the moment in Abidjan, and the highest temperatures today were 34. Come the final on Sunday, the early forecast reckons the warmest will be 33 degrees. It is consistently in the early 30s this week, and the coldest will be 26 degrees, which, as an Englishman, I wouldn't mind a bit of that vitamin D right now. So while we wait for them to resume, Joe Stanley has answered our question, which was who are the last host nation to win the Africa Cup of Nations, and it was Egypt in 2006. I remember now because they made sure they won it three times in a row. I do apologise, folks, I've completely forgot to update the scoreboard. There we go. Sorry about that. Surprised no one else said it. There we go. So yeah, there we go, 1-0, in case you didn't know. But anyway, players resume, call and break, done and dusted. Congo, the time is ticking. The time is now to get that equaliser. Now or within the next 14 minutes or so. Ivory Coast in the middle of the park inside the Congo half. Couldn't hold on to the ball there of Sangaré. Sangaré gives it away now. It's on the right wing for Congo. Trying to go on the attack, and instead Elia, not really sure why he stopped play, because he knew that Conan was behind him, and Conan gives away a throw-in, but just to stop that pace going forward. But as you say, Joe, the hosts of Egypt, they won it in 2006, then 2008, and then 2010, three on the trot, which of course helped them to become the most successful nation of this competition. And a volley! Oh, just past the back post. Good attempt by Elia, who, as I say, has been dangerous down the right wing. He picked up a header and just went with the volley, didn't even let it bounce. It would have been goal of the tournament, I reckon, if that had gone in. Just wide. Goalkeeper of Fofana, he wasn't convinced where it was going, and he did stretch out to his right in an attempt to keep it out if it was on target. But just as we say, that was his last attempt. Elia's just gone off, which I think is a shame, because he's been a really big spark up front for them tonight. And it is Silas who's come on, the number 11. So is that Elia's last moments in Africa Cup of Nations in terms of running for the competition winners? Of course, the losers of the semis playing a third place playoff on Saturday. South Africa waiting forever loses that game. A tie that, let's be honest, is a hit and miss fixture in the world of football. Same with the FIFA World Cup or any other tournament. Even the UEFA Nations League have one, which, quite frankly, who cares? If you just joined us, it is Ivory Coast 1, Democratic Republic of Congo 0. Sebastian Haller scoring in his first start of this tournament. And here they come again now. Cote d'Ivoire, Goodell, the captain, and he might just, instead his shot is blocked on the way. He did go for it from the right-hand side, just outside the penalty area, went with his left foot and maybe tried to do, you could say, an Iron Robin-esque shot, but it got blocked on the way by one of the Congo defenders. I think it was Mbemba who got in the way of it, but that would have been some moment, the captain leading his team to the final. Of course, Serge Aurier isn't here tonight because he's suspended. That's why we've got Goodell wearing the captain's armband instead. He is the third most capped player of all time, though, in all fairness. Max Goodell, he is 36, but in all fairness, if I'd met him on the street, I'd have thought he was a lot younger. Another substitution, this time from the hosts, and it is going to be Bamba coming on for Adangra. And that is Bamba coming on. And they have now made, I think that's only their first substitution, if I've got that, if I've counted them all down correctly. So they've still got spare 2 if needed. Full time coming in from 2 games in Scotland. Kilmarnock 1, Livingston 0, and St Johnstone losing at home to Hearts. 1-0 it ended there as well. Looked like it was a late winner for Kilmarnock on the 88th minute from Marley Watkins to get them all 3 points for the Scottish Premiership table. Remember, folks, to like, comment and subscribe to Let's Talk Sport. We'll be here for live commentary of the Africa Cup of Nations final Sunday night at 8 o'clock. At the moment it will be Nigeria versus Cote d'Ivoire, and Joe Stanley, who's on our live chat page right now, will hopefully join me on Saturday for the Asian Cup final, which is at 3 p.m, and that is between Jordan and Qatar. Qatar are going to be out there to defend their title after they won it in 2019, and also, just like Cote d'Ivoire, they are the hosts of that tournament, trying to win the tournament in front of their home crowd. So both games are looking very, very spicy, or tasty is probably a better word. Indika now for Cote d'Ivoire, who I think has been defending brilliantly tonight. Plays the ball across the field, didn't get the link-up play, but luckily there is support, and it's going to be a good chance here. Sangaré with the cross, only to be blocked, and there might be a push down on the ground. Was there a foul? I'm not sure. It looked like it was Goodell who fell to the ground, but it might have just been outside the penalty area. Now here come Congo. Could they spoil the party here? No, it was instead, well, it looked as though, trying to figure out who it was, I think it was Bagonda who went on the run, and then he just lost the ball. Pivotal moment that was. Just incredible. Congo, as I say, have not been goal threatening in the second half. Their best bits were probably the first 20-25 minutes in the opening half. 8 minutes to go. Yeah, Goodell, they're just showing the replay again. Max Goodell getting pulled maybe, but you know, they do have VAR in this competition, but it looks as though referee wasn't needed to make a decision, and they stuck with his original decision, that's for sure. Well, I don't think there'll be many people in Cote d'Ivoire going to work tomorrow, that's for sure, if it stays like this. It's now with Mbemba. Mbemba lofts it forward and lands on the edge of the penalty area, but tried to head it down or maybe flick header forward, but only for it to just go out wide, become a loose ball. And now Cote d'Ivoire have picked it up on the halfway line. There's no one left up front, but they're going to go for it, and a shot just goes well wide at the end from Imani. And he thought he'd just go for glory, probably. Well, he's meant to be a substitution, but has he already run out of energy, or maybe he was just getting chased down? He thought, I'd try it here or I'm going to lose the possession. Well, finally I found some Congo fans in the stadium from the feed. But as we mentioned Nottingham Forest before, there are a couple of players at least in this game tonight that represent Forest normally, because they wanted to know it's just the start of extra time right now. Nottingham Forest 1, Bristol City 1 in extra time in the FA Cup replay there. Bit of head tennis going on in the middle of the Ivory Coast territory. And after all of that, it's intercepted by Goodall, the captain. He falls to the ground and wins a free kick. And there could be a yellow card here for Silas, another substitute player. Looks as though is there going to be a yellow card? I'm not sure. But no bookings yet from our referee. He's kept his yellow card and red cards in his pocket, which is good to see. He has had some set pieces delayed, but other than that, I think he has tried to let the match flow. And normally if you're refereeing a semi-final, you're not going to be doing the final. Joe Crosser says, Big Daphne Van Domslaar, taking Villa through. Good old Daphne, the Dutch international goalkeeper who joined Aston Villa last summer. 5 minutes remaining then till we reach the 90. A foul again against Congo and against Silas again. Only to be a few yards away from the last foul he made a few seconds ago. I don't know if I'd want to be a steward in that stadium. It would be very, very difficult to get all these fans out tonight. I think their shifts will have to be extended. Didier Drogba on his feet in the stands. He's wearing an Ivory Coast shirt. One of the main shirts of the home shirt that they are currently wearing, that's what he's wearing. I thought maybe he'd wear his own, but I'm sure with him being a legend of the country, not just for his national team, but you know, this is a man that is actually known for stopping a war back in his home country. So it just shows how much of an impact he has made towards Ivory Coast, not just the football but the country as well. Champions League winner with Chelsea, multiple Premier League titles at Chelsea. And we always forget as well, he did come back for a second spell under, I think it was under Jose Mourinho, and I think he was able to pick up an extra Premier League title to his name in that time. Just a fantastic player, one of the best African forwards we've ever seen. Congo have taken the throw and then on the near side, and a flick header through, but again it's just a loose ball, and unfortunately for Congo it's gone to the wrong player. That is Fofana, the goalkeeper. Dramatically falls to the ground with the ball. I'm just glad he didn't make a mistake there. Imagine if he just somehow fouled to the ground and lost the ball right in front of him to a Congo player. He boots it long, deep in the Congo half. Oh, Sebastian Haller put on pressure on the goalkeeper and the defender to chase the loose ball, but he didn't get there at the end, and it's now with Ebemba. Ebemba out wide to Kalulu. Then a long ball towards the middle, just outside the Ivory Coast penalty area. It's now switched sides to the far side, and it's just booted out for a throw-in for Congo. Wow, 3 penalty saves from Daphne according to Mr. Crosland. What a goalkeeper, mate, what a goalkeeper. The throw-in is taken, and instead of going forward, they've taken it all the way back to their own half. Time is not on their side, it's with Bakker. And again, all the way back to him. They're just trying to look out for space, so they've decided to go from left to right. And here they go again. Kalulu with the cross. Header to get it further in, and instead it's just booted out again. Now booted forward back towards the edge of the Ivory Coast penalty area. The team in orange winning a free kick. Kalulu getting penalised there by the referee, telling him you can't do that. Villa have got a goal back on the 91st minute. Moussa Diaby. But looks like that'll only be a consolation goal. Aston Villa 1, Chelsea 3 in the FA Cup. And we've got more substitutions coming from Ivory Coast. And Sebastian Haller is coming off as he gets huge applause from around the Olympic Stadium. And so he should. What a goal he scored tonight. Could have scored more, but that goal could be one of the goals of the tournament. In case you didn't know, it was from a cross, and you could say a half effort of a bicycle kick, seeing the ball hit the ground then bounce over the goalkeeper. The kick was just nicely timed. And Gradal, the captain, has also gone off, so that's him done for the night. They have now resumed. It's on the left wing for Ivory Coast. Could they try and put this game to bed and get that second goal? It's on the run on the left-hand side. And a cross. Is that gone out of play? Went out of play before the cross was made, and that was Boga who kicked it out of play. And the additional time's just been announced, but I completely missed that. I think it's only 5 minutes. At this tournament, we've seen a lot of 9 or 10 minutes of added time and seen a lot of late drama. You just feel as though Congo have probably run out of steam. But who knows? Here they come again, Ivory Coast, and this might just do. What a late challenge that was by Baka. Brilliant slide challenge. It's gone out for a corner, but he stopped it from Amani. Amani was through on goal. He was about to pick up the ball inside the penalty area. His bench teammates were about to jump out of their chair and think, this is it, we're going to make it 2. No, says Baka. He says, not this time. Either way, Congo have got it against them because they've got a corner to defend against here, and there's already been a minute gone in this 5 minutes given. It's a short corner, as you'd expect. They're trying to kill a few seconds and just hold the ball up near the corner flag, and the referee says that there was a foul there by Kezi, who's now wearing the captain's armband since Gradal's just gone off. So free kick taken. They're not going to try and go along with this at the moment, Congo. And it was Crasso who also came on, just confirmation for Ivory Coast, the number 11. Congo, and a volley. Oh, it's just ended up going very far out and wide. And you could just tell from the manager, he's just a bit annoyed because I think he's looking at his players and just thinking the build-up play is not too bad, but the chances are just well wasted and not much thought into it maybe. But at this moment in time, they're going to be playing on Saturday in the third place final instead of the Sunday for the actual final, to try and finish first. Well, actually, Boga, who, I'm not sure what's happened there. He had his shirt on the wrong way around on the bench. I'm not really sure. It was just a replay that they showed us, but who'd have thought it, eh? Cote d'Ivoire, a team that have just sacked the manager during the tournament, are going to go to a final after all. It's just an insane campaign. It's not been pretty from Ivory Coast, this whole campaign, but just shows in football it ain't over till it's over. And this is another classic story if it's going to go that way. Singo to take the free kick, delivers it into the edge of the area, only for it to get to the hands of and Passy knows there's no time now. There's less than 2 minutes of stoppage time remaining. It's on the right-hand side. They've just got to go for it now, Congo. And yet again, just nothing up front anymore. You kind of question why Elliott got off, because I felt like on the right wing he was someone who was trying to create something out of nothing. Could Cote d'Ivoire make it 2-0? It's a good through ball. This could be it. It's an open goal, but he went out wide at the end, and it was blocked, and it went behind for a corner. It was another great, brilliant piece of defending from Baka. Just never giving up, tracking his man, following the ball, and just getting in the way of the pass to make sure that they didn't go and score. Bamba was the man that got through there. He gets his team a corner. They may not have got a second goal, but it just kills a few more seconds. Even the fans were celebrating that it went out for a corner. It's going to be another short one, I'm sure, by the way the players are lined up for this. Yep, it is. Frank Keze will put his back behind the loose ball, and he wins a throw-in. And he's straight away running to the crowd, right in front of the advertiser boards, telling his fans and his fellow Cote d'Ivoire lot to just give them a big cheer. Good times are coming in Abidjan, you could say. Booted up in the air again. Going out for a goal kick, I think. That was a big clearance by Krasi. And there we go. Full-time whistle in Abidjan. And the dream has come true. Our host nation is off to a final of the Africa Cup of Nations. Cote d'Ivoire, they were in the dumps. They were on their way out in the group stages. But somewhere, a miracle has come to Abidjan for them to reach the final. And maybe, just maybe, they are on the cards of becoming the champions of Africa for a third time. We'll only know the answer on Sunday night, but it will be two heavyweights of Africa that'll go head-to-head here at the Olympic Stadium this Sunday night. And it was also led by Amos Faye, a man who was an assistant manager going into this tournament, is now going to lead them to a final, a continental final. It is quite incredible how it has all ended here. But Cote d'Ivoire have reached the final. They're going up against Nigeria, and it has ended Cote d'Ivoire 1, Democratic Republic of Congo 0. Do reach out to us on our live chat page. What did you think of that result at the end, folks? It was quite the match. And what a result that is for the host nation. A team that have not been pretty throughout the whole campaign, as I said. And I think, well, looking at their run-up to this game, they won their game in last 16 on penalties. They beat Mali in the previous round in the quarterfinals in extra time. And then in the group games, they only won the opening game in normal time by beating Guinea-Bissau 2-0. And then they lost to Nigeria. Of course, Nigeria, they played them in the groups. Now they'll play them again in the final. And then they got absolutely thrashed by Equatorial Guinea, 4-0. And I remember watching that game a few weeks ago thinking this is it. Cote d'Ivoire are going to go out before the knockouts have even begun. But no, here we are. They're in a final. And we know who will now be playing on Sunday night at 8 o'clock. It'll be live on Let's Talk Sport. Cote d'Ivoire versus Nigeria for the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations. They'll be fighting for that gold trophy. And that also means confirmation for Democratic Republic of Congo will take on South Africa in the third place playoff on Saturday. I don't know if it's the afternoon or in the evening, but either way, it's on Saturday. Google it if you're not sure. I don't know, that's for sure. But yeah, I mean, commiserations to Democratic Republic of Congo. They started off the game brilliantly. I thought the first maybe 20, 25 minutes, they looked like the team that would probably score first. They looked comfortable going up against a stadium full of 60,000 and more Ivory Coast locals watching them, and they just looked comfortable. But then the last half of the first half, Cote d'Ivoire started to get into the game. We saw Keze hit the post, Sebastian Howler having a free header go wide, and then at half time it looked as though Ivory Coast could go on to win this, and they did. Sebastian Haller was no doubt the most dangerous man on the pitch, and I think he is our man of the match tonight on Let's Talk Sport. Feel free to let us know on the live chat page. Do you agree? Who else would you have given it to if not Sebastian Haller? But what a story for him as well. Hasn't started a single game at this tournament, but tonight he was needed to go up front as the main centre forward from the get-go, and he did just that for his manager and the team, and for his country right in front of them. He's been able to lead them to an Africa Cup of Nations final. So, anyway, thanks very much for watching, folks. It's been an absolute thrill to commentate on another game for you live on Let's Talk Sport. If you're new to this and you're about to leave the stream and you think, I want to see more of this, click that subscribe button, give us a like, and you'll be kept up to date on what's coming up on the channel. As I say, the next stream will be this Sunday night at 8 o'clock for the Africa Cup of Nations final. Actually, as I say that, don't forget, we'll be doing a live watch-along on Saturday, hopefully, between me and Joe Stanley for the Asian Cup final, which is at 5 o'clock. No, not 5. I'm reading the numbers completely wrong. But no, 3 o'clock, that was it. 3 o'clock this Saturday, Jordan versus Qatar. So, yes, do join us for that. Can Qatar do what Cote d'Ivoire hoping to do on Sunday, which is to win as the host nations? Qatar are actually going to be out to defend it because they won the last edition back in 2019, and I think they beat Japan in that final. So, yeah, Qatar will certainly probably be seen as the favourites, and they'll be playing that game at Luciel Stadium, a venue that hosted the World Cup final in 2022, the famous Mbappe versus Messi final, and Argentina coming out on top for Messi to finally win the World Cup for his country of Argentina. Anyway, we are going to wrap it up. As I said, thanks very much for watching. We'll see you again over the weekend. And congratulations to Cote d'Ivoire. The Elephants are marching to the final. We'll see you very soon. Good night.